Yes, Wagwan Shalom, Salam Alaikum. Yes, so today's Salam Alaikum is especially for Prince Naseem's brother, Ali. Now, obviously, I talked about this before. There's a big fallout happening with the Hamed family. Yeah, so, and, Ali, who's one of the brothers, I think he's got like 8 brothers and sisters, Naseem. But Ali is a personal trainer in Sheffield, right? He caught up even Time Booth, about his brother, and it was shown on his it was shown on a live. I still got a little clip of it. I'll show you that right now.
No, like that. No, all they wanted to know is why does my man look like that? What happened to the Hamid fucking dynasty? Is it true that he's trying to claw back all the inheritance that what Ria for my dad and my mum robbed him from and all that? Ty, make sure you don't mention this on the channel or anything.
Yeah, so basically Ali was just kind of ranting against his brother. He's put in the middle of an online live stream, but it wasn't quite clear what was going on here. It was going on about Brendan and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah. But so now the story's come out. Now, I suggested it in my other video. I'll put it in the description if you want to look. The main reason was money, and it was always his money. When a family falls out, it's almost always money. You got like, when the wills are announced and stuff like that, and one person gets, and these greedy people, they just lost a relative, and they can't wait to find out from the lawyers how much money and cash they got. And then they find out someone else is a bit more than them, and they get really bitter, and they don't talk to the other person like it's their fault. It's quite sick, isn't it? You get people within a family, who got their dad, and he's old, and they'll put him in a home and go, he can't look after his affairs anymore, and bully, to get their hands on some money. It's quite sickening, but the fact that Hammer's made about 60 million quid or 50 million quid in his career. I don't know what he's stressing out, but this is the story. So, Ali Khan, the brother, and he's been saying like he wants to make a documentary and wants to show him up, and that's part of it. But the reality is, this is the real reason, that there's this feud. Yeah, and Ali wants to just dig him out even more and ruin his character, I guess. And he wants to be paid for some documentary. But so Prince Nas, gave the parents, Sal, and I don't know, the mother's always kept away. We don't know, some money, and the Mr. and Mrs. Hamed invested it really well, and it's now worth 12 million quid. Yeah, which is quite a lot of money. Well done for them, But Hamed has decided that it was an investment. He didn't give them as a gift. It's not their money, which is a bit grim. So he wants this money back, right? Apart from the fact that Hamed's made enough money, right? And you know what? The mother and father kindly separated in their will. I assume whatever happens, they're separated to each sibling in their will. But then a greedy bastard Hamed decided he wants more. And everyone knows about his eating. He's put on tons of weight over the years, and his brother says, he believes the boxer has been eating due to guilt over a legal battle with his family. His weight is the result of the trauma and stress, Ali told his son. He's turned in on himself and has just eaten. Ali's a personal trainer, right? But, Hamid's been eating for years. The mother died 2 years ago, so this is when this came to a head. So this has also been going on for 2 years. Now, the weird thing is, it's been heard in a Dubai court. I'm not quite sure what that is. Hamed's got property there. Riyadh, the Batman brother, the alleged Batman brother, I should say, and he used to be Naz's manager. And he's closest to him, so he lives in Dubai. So I don't quite understand why it's got to play out in a Dubai courtroom. I assumed that the will and all that had been written in the UK and regarded mostly UK assets, but maybe the parents had a lot of assets in Dubai, man. They seem to like to hang out there with the Hamed family. And Ali Hamed, he likes to draw a parallel to Hamed getting fat because he's just greedy. but about money as well as food. He's just being greedy, Ali said. The more you eat in life, the more hungry you are. I think he means the more hungry you get. I mean, you know, especially in certain communities, I know Islamic ones and Arab ones, you know, the family is always super important with Hamed. So it's kind of weird. He would just turn on his family and you know what, he wants the whole 12 million wedge, you know. And most of these guys, I'm sure Ali Hamed and other guys, they haven't got a lot, you know, and they think they deserve their piece. You know, and these guys are not going to talk against me. Riyadh, yeah, and Naseem, he's the rest probably. You know what? It's not pretty. It's not pretty. Hamed is greedy, and his brother goes. He might spend a lot of his money. I mean, that might be something to do with it. I mean, he seems to have big houses. He's flitting in and out of houses. He's renting houses in Windsor. He's doing this. His wife is living in his actual house. I don't know what's going on here. And Ali goes. He thinks his brother spent most of his money, and in so much of his wealth were pissed out the wall, including on buying the biggest mango farm in Yemen that is now all dead and dishevelled. I mean, it's a shame, man. I know that place is full of war. Oh, by the way, that place never gets mentioned. Yeah, isn't it weird, right? You got this. I've done a video about Hamed never mentions it either. Yeah, there's this sort of civil war between a certain bunch of people, yeah, and the government forces, and I think the government forces are backed by Saudi Arabia, right? No, you know, Saudi Arabia is a big ally of the United States, yeah, and bizarrely there's this triumvirate of like Israel, Saudi, and the United States. They're all big pals and help each other with a power structure. So the fact that the Saudi-backed people, yeah, are and apparently they're massacring all kinds of innocents and starving the people, and they got all the big weapons. But yeah, no one hears about it. No one hears about why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative, the elitists, yeah, the corporations, the governments want out. They don't really think about that. They want to concentrate on the other, you know, war going on in Ukraine, which I'm sorry to say, you know, they'll give you the Russia bad guys, Putin evil, oh, Ukraine great guys, oh, poor people. You know, what's the people that get killed? You know, it's just, you know, look into it, man. But what? It's about resources, man, isn't it? Yeah, Ukraine is super resource rich, and the pussy old elitist boy, the NWO boy, Zelensky, who's supposedly a hero. And I've seen really creepy Twitter posts saying like, oh, everyone would like, every bird fancy him a bit, and most husbands wouldn't mind if you know, if they cuckolded their wife and their wife got smashed by Zelensky. I mean, what kind of sickness is this? You know, Zelensky, yeah, is made almost £1 billion in power, including a £35 million house in Miami. So what do you think about that? So yeah, of course I won't mention Yemen. Yemen doesn't matter, but it's disappointing that Hamed won't mention it. Yeah, and that's probably because Hamed doesn't want to upset the elites too. Yeah, and he's got, you know, he was probably backed by them to some extent, like most boxers. So he can't rock that boat. Anyway, it's all a bit tragic, man. But yeah, well, I'm going to do another video at some point, right? I've been reading a good book written by a psychologist, and it includes a lot of stuff on Hamed. And Hamed says his bit about the Brendan scenario, and I've had a few people give me some comments on that. Yeah, so it's not quite as black and white as you'd think. Yeah, and like poor Brendan, he's been made out to be the poor guy, and well, it's a lot deeper than that, man. It's very, you know, he kind of used Hamed. Don't forget, he used Hamed and groomed him from an early age and gave him like special treatment and all this kind of stuff. You know, he did a lot of good things, Brendan. But he's basically wanted, he saw Hamed as his ticket to make the money. I mean, that's a short end of it. It's a lot deeper than that, yo. But anyway, so Ali says Naseem's brother is getting fat on food and is greedy for more money. So we'll see how it plays out.